The answer is no. Amy, would you like to lead us in the pledge?
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call.
Jenny David. Here. Roger Mayhew.
Yeah.
Charles Wiltie.
Here.
Greg Scott. Mark Serbrook.
Present.
Any additions or corrections, commissioners? Any additions or corrections? Public comment. Public comment in the room on agenda items only? Public comment on the phone on agenda items? Appointments. I don't believe we have any. Correct, Tim?
None.
Discussion items. Appointments to various boards of commissions. Tim, you have the floor.
Okay, this is carryover from 2 meetings ago. We have an updated list now for appointed officials who have agreed to continue. And you've got a yes from all except for Mike Page on the Construction Board of Appeals. And we've also added to this the 2 airport zoning groups, the Airport Zoning Board and the Airport Zoning Board of Appeals. Ryan was good enough to get me those names and confirm that each of those members are also agreeing to reappointment. So at this point, I would suggest moving this to next Tuesday's meeting with resolutions for these appointments, with the exception of Mr. Page, and that I will get a hold of Brian Stein at the Building Inspections Office and ask for candidates to fill that 3rd seat.
Comments, questions?
Might decline then, or just not
I have
able
not
to?
heard
Unable
at all.
Okay.
Yeah, if somebody could contact, or if he contacted somebody here and said, yes, I want to be reappointed, that's fine. He could be added to the resolution. But right now I don't have a commitment.
Okay.
How active is that board?
Not active at all. In fact, in my whole time here, it hasn't ever met.
Comments, questions? Huh?
And it's standing right here.
Oh, can you know what we're talking about right now? We're talking about the appointments to various boards and commissions.
Okay.
Everybody but one individual responded and want to continue.
So we're looking for one, or they are?
Yeah.
All right.
He's waiting, he's gonna talk to Brian Stein. Okay,
Yep.
item 3B, county building HVAC assessment proposal.
This was actually good news. We have a proposal here from Control Solutions of Northern Michigan. This group actually worked with the vendor that installed our boilers and had actually offered to do an analysis of the rest of our HVAC system at the time, but that was beyond the contract that we had with with Wise, who put in the boilers, and it never went anywhere. I talked to, gosh, I can't remember the gentleman's name, the person that put together this proposal, and they are very familiar with our system already. And as you can see, they've in this proposal offered to evaluate the equipment. I'm not sure what an AHU is, boiler system, which should be fine, but the chillers, pumps, reheat coils, fin tube zones, and any other additional equipment that is within our system. And this is what I was hoping for, particularly with the chillers. They're going to evaluate that, and if they need to be replaced, give us a ballpark idea of what that would cost. So for capital improvement planning moving forward, you'll have that firm list evaluated by this group and can budget accordingly into the future. The entire sum for the assessment is $5,100. That's $100 over our RFP requirement in our purchasing policy. So if you were inclined to do that, it would include in the resolution just a statement that you're waiving the RFP requirement, and we'll go with this quote.
Questions, comments, Commissioner Wiltie?
Well, it's good to see that we're moving forward with this. Guess it would kind of be nice to see if, I do like the idea that, I mean, they were in working with Wise on the boiler project.
Right. And their key role there was to make sure the boilers would connect to the rest of the system accordingly. And it's, again, beyond my knowledge level, but I guess there's some mechanics involved to make sure all of the duct work, pipe work, whatever's coming out of those boilers matches what we have, which it clearly does. The boilers are all certified now. But yeah, that's when they suggested at that time that they move forward and do the entire system. And of course, course, again, Weiss, that wasn't part of their scope of work, so they just didn't follow up.
Maybe nice if there's possibly other options to, to see if, what those type of costs might be from another company that does, this type of assessment. I think maybe we should spend a little time and see if we can try to get another company to take a look at it and give us a price.
RFPs.
So maybe I misunderstood. RFPs didn't go out for this?
No,
I guess I did. I misunderstand. I'm sorry.
yeah, we just got a hold of him and got the quote.
You can, I think, isn't that what's our policy over how much money? Isn't it?
Everything over 5,000
That's what I
would
thought.
require a sealed bid. And if you wanted to do that, that's fine, and then we would just likely resubmit this.
That's our policy. We definitely should. It's 5,100. It's over. We should follow it. We request everybody else to follow it, so. Problem is now this is their bid and others are aware of it, but I mean, hopefully we can get
Well,
somebody to at least respond.
yeah, and you see his date on this was August 8th, when he put it together, but I wouldn't let that deter you. If you want bids, I'd, issue them.
Commissioner Serbrook,
I agree. Just ask for RFPs.
we could get a higher bid, but we got.
And they could change
We got-
theirs higher too.
That's what I'm
It's the
saying.
tightrope we walk, but I think that's the fair thing to do, so.
I don't disagree. Okay. Administrator / controller search update.
I think you've all gotten emails from Chat Janik here since our last meeting. The job is posted on our webpage, I believe already. I just saw the exchange between Tom and Chat. And as far as I can tell, everything is on track. Now, I think Chat's coming to your next meeting.
I've not received a single email since our last meeting.
Oh,
Did you guys from chat this past week? I did not receive any.
I don't call.
I didn't receive any, and I get all my emails.
You did?
I've gotten 3
Since
with
last,
the postings and
He's sending them to you and not to us?
billing reasons,
With the what?
oh, his.
for
his
billing
charge.
reasons.
Oh,
He sent me one,
Let me make sure.
he sent me one just with the postings, and then he sent me, he copied me on who he posted them with, and then told them to send me the bills.
Yeah, last one I got was last Friday.
yeah, I have not received
What was
any
that?
update at all.
That email from Susan in regards to thank you.
Yeah, the day after,
That's the last one
November 14th.
well, what I remember from last week, all the exchanges I saw had to do with, Tom, please post this. There was a typo in one of them, and that was corrected and resent. And I think there was one that was sent to me with pretty much the same information about being on schedule, on track. So I'll go back into my inbox and forward to you what I've got. I
I'll
don't think.
call him tomorrow for an update, and I'll make sure you guys are CC'd on anything or everything. Typically you are, I see that, but road patrol time cards and 911 login.
Hey, unfortunately, I'm not gonna have that project done. I can hand it off to Fabian, but I think summarize what I've seen. The request was to check time cards against the login and log out with 911. So the theory being that when an officer comes on call at like 6 o'clock, they call in and say, we're on duty, ready to take calls. Looking through the data, and again, this has been spot checking various timesheets. And I think the sheriff can probably explain what's happening here better than I can. An officer checks in for duty, might be 5:57, might be 6:01, whatever it is. And then 911 provided me with the log in and log out times. So when the officer said, I'm here for duty, whatever time that was is date stamped right on the data that the CAD produces at 911. I wouldn't expect them to match directly. If somebody clocked in at 5:57, I wouldn't expect to see the login at 911 to be 5:57 too. I would expect there to be a little bit of variation, and that holds true. But in a lot of cases, there can be quite a gap. So the officer checks in at 5:57, but checks in with dispatch. Maybe it's an hour later, maybe it's 20 minutes later. there is usually a gap like that. Now, why is that? Well, Sheriff can probably explain this better. I can only speculate. When we had our law enforcement meeting last week, this was just brought up in passing, and one thing the sheriff said, well, I forgot to check in that day. And I suspect that happens as well. Maybe there's, rather than me speculate, I mean, you can probably address it, but I'm thinking there's probably time that they need to review maybe a log of calls that are in, or maybe they're reviewing some incident that's occurring with the other shift. I don't know. And, the sheriff would be better positioned to explain that. Typically, the time gap is within 15 minutes, but you get a few that go longer. And again, whatever explanation that is, I mean, it would be for the sheriff to explain. That's general. Now, if you want for Fabian to go through each one of these, and I think I've got this going back to the beginning of the summer, to check all of that data so you have a complete set for every officer, that can be done. I'm not sure there's a whole lot more that you're going to gain beyond what I just said. It happens. It's not a pattern. It doesn't happen like every Friday or every third Tuesday or anything like that. But there are gaps in there. That would be somewhat time consuming, but if you want the data, it's there. It can be condensed so that you can see it in a report form.
Sheriff, can you come on up? Can you tell us what the policy is? Sheriff, under sheriff, both of you? What's the policy of how this works? Because I have no idea.
Just a little bit that I just heard, there's, when they check into service, they're on their punch-in system. And they're also on the radio. So I think it's just a matter of the dispatchers putting it in their system. If they're busy doing something else, they got another call coming in, EMS call, they're probably waiting until after that's done before punching that in. Now, that's what it sounds like to me. But our guys will get on the radio, so they know, they not only do they punch in, they're on the radio, so they know they're ready for calls.
Is there a policy? Is there a policy for this? How this happened? They clock in, clock in?
Policy for the punch, I don't think we did that, did we?
What's that?
The policy for the new punch-in system, did we develop anything like that? I don't think we did.
We use the county one for reference,
Yeah,
the 7 minutes and the
Yeah.
punching.
Yeah, we do that.
So why do you have to call 911?
Let dispatch know that they're available for calls for service.
Okay,
So one of the explanations I think would be is that sometimes they may be working on a report, depending on where they clocked in at. They could be catching up on something while another deputy's out on the road, so they might not call into service at dispatch right away because they're doing something else, whether that's administrative or working on it. They're not available for a call. That call to dispatch is letting dispatch know that I am available for a call. Punching in is starting your time clock. So that could be another explanation without seeing what you're looking at.
It's just time data. That's it.
Yeah.
So, and it's an excellent point. I don't know if what 911 provided was, you said they punch in on their computer in the car.
Well, the punch in will be on their phones
Okay.
or
But with
the computer.
dispatch, do they punch in through the car or do they just
So,
radio that?
There's a two-prong, you call in on the radio when you tell dispatch I'm in service, and then you also sign into the CAD system, which is the computer CAD system that has their location and the calls and all that type of go. So it's a whole process of 3 layers deep, punching into the UKG system, letting dispatch when you're available to take calls and getting up and running in CAD so that location and all the information coming from dispatch through CAD is coming into your car also. So like I said, I know there are times that somebody will check in. If we've got 2 deputies, 3 deputies working on a day shift, one of them will stay behind to try to catch up on reports or to get civil paper stuff together. So they might not necessarily call dispatch right away when they punch in on UKG because they're doing this other task or other duties that they have. And then once they're available for calls for service from dispatch, you'll get that mic. I'm in service or I'm available for calls type of thing. So
but they can clock in anywhere.
Correct.
When their shift starts at 6 a.m., wherever they are, whether it's home, leaving, whatever, they clock in.
Correct.
Okay.
They're locking in when they start.
Probably,
Yeah, no, you're okay.
that's why we bought them, these cell phones,
Comments,
mainly for that reason, right?
questions?
I don't have any right now.
I think the explanation is reasonable. I mean, having been on that side of things before, you know, when you start your shift, there are things that you need to take care of before you actually hit the road. You know, whether it is, you know, catching up on a report or whatever, especially if you got 2 or 3 depths, you know. Like I said, one guy's, you know, says, hey, I need to get caught up on stuff. The other 2 hit the road. You know, I take my 45 minutes or my hour to bang out whatever paperwork I got to do, and then I'm out on the road. So, I mean, you know, Tim spot checked and it's, you know, not a regular occurrence, you know, there's no pattern to it or anything. And I think that's a lot of what it is. Just those guys are getting caught up on stuff in the office before they
my routine.
hit the road. That's what I did too. I mean,
I got everything done from the day prior to.
Right.
I knew I had a clean slate, then I can go out there and start it all over again. That's how I worked it. And I'd never be behind because I couldn't sleep at night if I was being.
I'd never sleep in. Oh, do you have any questions?
No.
Okay, where are we with our positions? And I've had a couple questions as far as 24-hour road patrol. Where are we with that right now?
Well, our graduate will graduate the 12th of December. Then we're going to start our process of field training. Another 15 weeks after that, but we're going to mix things up a little bit. When we get him out of the academy, we'll have that extra body. So we're gonna experiment with some things there.
Is there any open positions right now?
No.
So right now, do you have 24-hour, 7-day-a-week road patrol?
Not yet.
So roughly, not asking specific days, how many nights per week do you have? Give me just a rough estimate.
Minimum 7,
Yeah. Probably
7 out of,
14.
okay, that's fair. Okay. Any other questions? Animal control update. Do you guys have one?
No, he's on his own now, so he's through the training. I think this is the second day out there, so,
I don't know, like literally nothing about him. I don't believe I met him. I don't,
yeah. We brought him in here on our LE meeting, didn't we?
A couple months ago.
it
Yeah.
would have been nice to do something because we start our meetings next week and it's nice to inform the public that
Well, I'm gonna put something out there on Facebook.
a lot of my residents don't have Facebook. Like I typically go to the meetings and tell them, give them an update.
Yeah, you can.
He's on the road.
That he is on the road. He's by himself now, so.
Well, you got my last email with.
What's his name?
Control, correct?
I do get your emails, yes, and I appreciate your communication that way. But again, it's nice to put a face with a name and him introduce himself and people can,
Well, his
See it?
game plan is when we get, his name is Dakota Master.
I did see that. I remember reading
That's
about
the
it.
new animal control officer. He completed FTO. As the sheriff said, he's out there on solo patrol. He's managed to catch up on the backlog.
Good.
With the help of the administrative assistants, and so now he's out and he's starting to get on the ground and running. Probably, I think the sheriff has a plan. We're gonna bring in the recruit when they graduate, so we'll probably bring them both in together to meet and put a face to it. We brought him to the LE meeting when he was starting his training.
Right, they pass that information on to us.
So,
Otherwise, in your email.
Yeah.
But, go ahead.
He is a Ogemaw County resident.
Yep, I did read that in the email. But. Okay, so he is taking calls. He is, what is it, 24 hours a week?
25.
25.
So there'll be some weekend coverage. We're gonna try that for a while, just to have some calls for services on weekends related to animal control. We'll kind of see how that goes, but that'll be something different that hasn't been done before, so. We'll have some coverage on weekends, yeah.
Okay.
Definitely busy.
Commissioner comments, Commissioner Wiltie,
No comments.
Commissioner Serbrook.
This sounds like a broken record, but Tim, we're gonna miss you like crazy. And you know, I'm extremely happy that we're in the situation that we're in. I mean, you set out a plan to be at a certain point financially, and you got us there a year ahead. It looks like when the audit's gonna be done, we're a year ahead of what your plan was. So I mean, that's absolutely fantastic. We couldn't ask for more, so we can have some big shoes to fill when the time comes, so.
Pardon me?
Get you part time. Again, appreciate everything you've done for this county. You're gonna be missed.
you have any comments?
No. I went to the meeting and I knew this, but I didn't have all the answers when I told my people at our meetings. They wanted to know if he was still part-time or his name. I said, I don't
Oh,
know.
I had said at West Branch Township.
Yes.
This week, we're gonna get him on there by himself, so.
I had 3 meetings this week and.
Yeah.
It would have been nice to have that information, is what you're saying.
Right. I mean, yeah.
Well, we wanted to get him through the training first, I didn't want to put a date exactly when he was gonna be by himself
No, and that meeting you said next week.
next week.
That was last week. So this week we.
It worked out for us.
So we had to sit down with him after his Sunday shift. So the next time he came in, I sat down with the FTOs and with him and just ensured that he felt comfortable, was ready to perform solo safely and effectively type of thing. So it really wasn't, because if he still wasn't ready, he still would have had a couple more shifts with an FTO just to make sure he has the tools in his box to do the job. But based on that conversation on Tuesday, we feel comfortable in getting him out there solo patrol.
The other thing was, they told Goodart that they were last. They had the least amount of calls to 911.
Yeah.
And they informed me that most of theirs go to Tawas. To us.
Well, they got that substation up there,
So my information was wrong. I said, no, I'm pretty sure it was right, but yeah, they get more complaints because they go through Tawas.
Really? Probably handled by the state.
Be happy.
What?
I guess I didn't realize that comments was our time to say goodbye to Tim.
Yep.
Tim's heard me say this quite a bit the last couple of weeks. We have a lot of meetings together, and I tell everybody at the meeting how much I've appreciated working with Tim. I've really enjoyed it, and then I wish him the absolute best. Thank you,
Yes, the
Tim.
same. It's been a pleasure. It's been a pleasure. It was a new position. It was new for all of us. 5 years we've learned a lot. You've taught us a lot. And I definitely appreciate everything that you've done. You've definitely went above and beyond and done everything I believe that we've asked, plus more. So in the meantime, welcome aboard. Here's a gift from all of us, Tim, parting gift. So, wish you all the best of luck.
You.
So,
No, it's definitely, I've said it last week. It's definitely been a pleasure.
thank you. Public comment. Sir.
One thing at this point. Steve Yukas, Mills Township.
Thank
Thanks, guys. I wanted to thank Ryan for his help on some issues I've been dealing with out in Mills. He's done a stellar job. He always responds, and I just wanted to say thank you. I appreciate that. And going forward, I'm sure we'll be busy still. Yes, we do. Tim, congratulations on your new position. You will be missed. We appreciate what you've done for our county. It's been a pleasure watching you work with your professionalism and your expertise. Welcome aboard, sir. You got some big shoes to fill.
I know that.
That's, thank you.
Thank you, sir. Any other public comment? Ryan, do you have anything?
No.
Any public comment on the phone? No public comment on the phone? Don't forget, guys, our meeting is next Tuesday at 5:30. So just a reminder for everybody. And you will be here, correct?
Yes.
Good. Comments, questions?
MTAs after that, so if we get out early enough, we can get MTAs at West Branch Township.
I seen that email today. I haven't read it, but
Yeah, it starts at 6 at West Branch Township, but if we,
not gonna be much on there.
that's why we, transit this morning, Tim, and I brought that up because it was a topic of discussion on transit.
There you go.
And it's, West Branch Township, the hall's only a mile away, so we get done soon enough, we can get out there and make an appearance, so. Just a reminder.
I do one more reminder.
Go ahead.
So on Tuesday night also, the Housing Coalition has a mini session for the Neighborhood 3.0 program. So if any builders, if you guys want to let them know, it's Tuesday night at 6 o'clock at the City Hall, West Point City Hall.
Motion to adjourn?
You bet.
Support. You're adjourned. Be careful, guys. It's really foggy out there.
Yeah, everyone be safe. Have a good night, everyone.